Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back to where we say it just as it is without fear and favor. If it's wrong, it is wrong. It doesn't matter where you belong. If you are against the progress of Ghana, you are our enemy. This is JH First Media. Senna on Radio Gold interviewed lawyer Edudzi Tamaklo, one of the lead counsels for Dr. Atoforsen in the ongoing case in court regarding the ambulance purchase. Lawyer Edudzi Tamaklo mentioned a few things and said that the evidence they've caught against the Attorney General will be laid to bear when Dr. Jakpa or Mr. Jakpa, the businessman or the third accused, mounts the witness box and to be cross-examined. To him, Attorney General does not have a clue what they've got in store for him. It seems as though the NDC are not yet done with this case at all. What they are seeking is justice, which that is what everyone is seeking. But for me, where I stand, if Atoforsen is guilty, the law should deal with him. But it should not be persecution. Let it be prosecution rather than persecution. Let us listen to Senna and Edudzi Tamaklo.
Godwin Edudzi Tamaklo is director of legal of the National Democratic Congress, but also let me state that he's also a lawyer in the matter. In fact, he was the one who was doing cross-examination when all this bombshell was being thrown around. Good morning to you, and I hope you're well.
So now, good morning and good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers.
There are many things he said that but I'll come and ask you a question about. But first, explain to us, as far as you understand, what the decision of the court is.
Once he had decided to speak, I just want to respond quickly. This Attorney General has no shame. The thing that is called shame is not with him. But you see, I am not surprised. The good book says, pride comes before a great fall. Let's proceed with this trial. And we'll see. Why has he not been able to file the affidavit in opposition? So have you thought about it?
He has not been able to file an affidavit in opposition to what you filed in court?
He asked a state attorney to respond to the allegation.
He didn't?
No.
But I said he was leading the trial.
He was doing what?
He's the one leading. That's why he said it yesterday.
He's a joke. He's such a coward. You know why he had refused to file? He's afraid of perjury. He's afraid of perjury. In all of this, have you heard him say, that is not my voice on the audio? Have you heard him say that?
No, not in the two statements he's made publicly.
So who is lying here? Who is lying here? Was it Richard Dakwa who called him? At least from the team. Who called who? Was he not the one who called Richard Dakwa? He is such a joke. If he's a man, why is he not responding to the specific things on the audio recording? Senna. You see, we are dealing with men without conscience. Right? We are dealing with men without conscience. If this Attorney General has any scintilla of conscience left in him, he should be resigning. But you wait in the coming days. Allah. I'm keeping everything to my chest.
I see.
We'll see who is the liar. We'll see who is manipulating things.
Because those are the words he's used against, and when he says some people, I'm guessing he's responding to the NDC, Mr. Jakpa, and Dr. Atoforsen.
You see, these are people. The Lord Jesus Christ described them as whitewashed graves full of bones.
Whitewashed what?
Whitewashed graves full of bones. You see, when you go to the graveyard, it is beautifully dressed, but inside is what? Corpse, carcass, bones. He has no conscience. Like he will not be talking.
But
He has no conscience.
But he is convinced that the court's decision has shown that he is the righteous one. That's what he calls himself.
He has no conscience.
You said you said something will happen in the coming days. What is it? What will happen?
Yeah. You say?
What will happen?
I don't want to. You need that surprise element. Let's wait.
But do you intend to seek a review of the decision of a court?
Many options are available to us, and all the options are on the table.
What do you make of the decision of a court in itself?
I do not want to comment on that decision.
But you clearly do agree that the judge's advice should have been taken by the Attorney General.
Why would a judge from 1992, have you seen any judge advise an Attorney General to disengage from any case?
Not that I recall.
Good. Does it not look extraordinary?
Yeah. In fact, the words she uses are quite weighty. In fact, she says, "But I am of the respectful view that that is the Attorney General accusing himself, is one way of ensuring that the judicial process is protected and to gain public confidence."
And that.
Just a very quick one before we proceed. If we want to look at the wordings used by Justice Efia Sewa, she said the Attorney General should recuse himself. And on your screen, it says that recuse means to disqualify oneself as judge in a particular case. But in broadly term, to remove oneself from participation to avoid a conflict of interest. And when you look at the wordings of the justice very carefully, is one way of ensuring that the judicial process was protected and to gain public confidence in the judicial system. So if the judge, in her wisdom, offers this advice to the Attorney General, this speaks volumes. It means that the Attorney General had crossed certain lines that need to be corrected to place back confidence of the public into the judicial system. Clearly, he has compromised the confidence of the public in the judicial system. Therefore, her advice. But the Attorney General is going about saying that the applications of the accused persons were thrown out, which in real terms, that's not the case. Because again, she said that
the request of the Attorney General to bring a sick certificate by the third accused, Mr. Jakba, is something that is outside the remit of the court, but falls within the remit of the legal counsel. Therefore, she was requesting or referring that if at all, they should take that case with the legal counsel, because it's a misconduct of a lawyer which falls within the remit of the legal counsel. Therefore, that application is not denied, it's not thrown out, as the Attorney General made us to understand. Rather, it was referred to the appropriate authority. Let's continue listening.
To protect the judicial process, the sanctity of the judicial process. Do you know what it means? That is why I said this Attorney General has no conscience. He has no conscience. Even more importantly, no respect for the good people of this country. That is why he will go out there gloating. But like I said earlier,
but
Go ahead.
But what do you say of his view that what the judge did amounts to dismissing everything we have brought against him?
Shana, you still want me to comment on the ruling, right?
No, I'm asking you to comment on what the Attorney General said.
That is why I am saying that when I bring an application for mistrial and the judge says, I have no legal base, I've listened to the audio, but because it's a criminal trial and there's no statutory provision for mistrial, I will wash my hands. He said, the application to refer your conduct for an inquiry, I think another body is responsible for that. I'm washing my hands off. Pontius Pilate.
Oh, this is honestly getting interesting. So, in the wisdom of Justice Sophia Sewa, she said, because there is no statutory legislation for her to make a decision by mistrying a criminal case, she's not able to do that. So, in short put, mistrial is simply saying that wherever the case has gotten to, considering other factors, external factors, witnesses, and everything, the case is discontinued. And whatever it is placed on the case that it cannot be tried in any other jurisdiction. That's what it is. And she's saying because there is no statutory provision for mistrying a criminal case, she's not able to do that. But they can take it up with the appropriate authority, like I said before, which is the legal counsel and other jurisdictions that have oversight responsibility over such. So clearly, applications were not thrown out. Advices were given, and because she said she couldn't do that because it's not on her lap to do that, therefore she's washing her hands off. If someone tells you that I am washing my hands off, they see a danger looming, but they don't want to get themselves dirty with it. Therefore, you take it up with the other person who is able to do it, but I'm not part of it. Pontius Pilate. Exactly what happened. Matthew chapter 27. Let's go read it out. Keep listening to lawyer Edudzi Tamaklo.
Let all of us be guided by our conscience.
Would you go before the General Legal Counsel on this issue?
I told you a lot we are keeping to our chest, but everything is on the table.
Would we hear more tapes?
That I can assure you.
Oh, we'll hear more tapes.
That I can assure you.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Interesting times ahead. More audio tapes to be released, says Edudzi Tamaklo, the lawyer, one of the lead counsels for Dr. Atofo-Olsen. Let us stay tuned and see how things unfold. But my candid opinion, the Attorney General should recuse himself to instill back the confidence of the public in the court system, just as the justice advised. It is for the betterment of our country. This is Jade First Media.